And we back, man. MMA Speed back at it again with another banger. And today, fellas, I figured it out. I have cracked the code, the secret behind why MMA stars from other organizations. All right, we're talking Bellator, we're talking One. I'll get into a couple others later on, but the secret why MMA stars fail or thrive in the UFC. Okay, after 319, devastating loss for Aaron Pico, man. It really made me think, and think I did. All right, let's get into it. Case number one, Aaron Pico himself. Mini Mike Chandler himself. All right, he's coming over from Bellator. Really good, nothing special. All right, he's a contender over there. He's like a ranked top 10 kind of level guy. Knockout threat, finishing threat. Really entertaining. All right, he's really entertaining style. I don't know if you guys... Going into 319, I saw all the hype videos, the edits. I mean, the guy was tough. He was hyping me up. I'm not going to lie. Signed by the UFC and immediately, yes, literally right away, from the get-go, pay-per-view co-main event, one of the biggest cards of the year against undefeated prospect. Yeah, young prospect, 34-year-old Lerone Murphy, mate. Lerone Murphy. He's youngin' out here. He's a youngin'. Bam, knocked out. I mean, like literally dead. That's case one. Two. Patricio Pitbull. Amazing Bellator guy, man. All right, one of the greats over there. Gets signed by the UFC immediately, right away. Put against the UFC's former title challenger, top 5 guy, Yair Rodriguez. Galon Rodriguez, all right, loses. Bellator fraud check, loses hype right away. It's over. All right, he got that win, against, oh my gosh. Dan Ige, sorry. Almost tweaked, forgot. But, no. But, I mean, it's a decision. I mean, he's a decision mercy. He's lost all the hype, all right? He's lost all that unbeatability that he had coming in, all right? Case 3, Patchy Mix. Amazing Bellator guy. I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but in the past, yes, I actually did see Patchy fight in person. I was at that 316 card. They, the UFC really just flew. Hey, they said, Spirit, you got to get out here. You got to get out here. They flew me out there. I obviously got a private jet and everything, but yeah, it was awesome. Patchy, great guy. Great Bellator guy. Champ in the promotion. Defended his belt multiple times in Bellator, okay? So he's got skill. Comes to the UFC immediately. Yes, immediately. Put up against top 10 bantamweight. Okay, you're gonna think I'm overhyping Mario Bautista, but I think the hate needs to stop. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Chill with the Mario Bautista hate, all right, man? 7-fight win streak, fresh off the Aldo win, okay? And Patchy's coming in on short notice. I don't know if you guys remember that. I feel like people are, glancing over that, but they're setting this guy up to fail, man, all right? What happens? Loses. Literally poops his pants. All right? Saw that in person. I don't know if I mentioned that. Next case, Kai Asakura. There's no better example than Kai Asakura. All right? Asakura. Title shot right away. Oh my gosh, dude. This guy's striking, man. It's out of this world. Bam. Put to sleep by Pantoja. All right, man, dude, he just got a title shot way too early, bro. Bam. Put to sleep by Tim Elliott. All the hype's lost. I mean, dear God, man, just like that. Asakura's out of here, all right? These are all some of the most recent, pretty much failures to this point, okay? It's still early, so let's chill a little bit. But based on what we've seen right now, these fighters have had rough starts to the career, man, all right? And there's a similarity with all of them. Okay, next case. Little bit of a bump up in terms of performance in the UFC. I'll see you at the top, bro. Mike Chandler. Mike Chandler, man. Former champion in the promotion. Signed by the UFC. Immediately put up against a decent level guy. Okay, Dan Hooker. Nothing crazy. Not a crazy threat. Not a title challenger like we're talking some of these other guys have gone against. Someone on an insane win streak. Okay, sorry, not someone on an insane win streak. Okay, we're not talking like a Mario Bautista 7-fight win streak kind of level. Hooker was a 500 level fighter. Okay, I think people are kind of forgetting that. He's gained aura since then, all right, with the Gamrot win. He has. But when he was put up against Mike Chandler, he was a 500 level guy coming off of a brutal, like devastating loss to Dustin Poirier. That was the one at the Apex. I'm sure you've seen it. Literally, like, put in a stretcher. Went out on a stretcher. So this guy, he is not like some of these other guys. Pico up against Yair. Patricio Pitbull up against, what's his name? Oh my gosh, what am I? All right, no. Patricio Pitbull up against Yair. Pico against Lerone. I'm tweaking. Patchy up against Mario Bautista. Like, it's not, like, we gotta chill, okay? Chandler was given a mediocre test. Hooker didn't have a ton of momentum and was not really considered one of the best in the division. What happens? What happens when the Bellator fighter is put up against someone who is not one of the best and is a clear step down in competition? Chandler knocks him out. Immediately, oh my gosh, dude, this guy's the next thing. This guy's the next big thing. Mike Chandler, man. I'll see you at the top. That was the peak, okay? Because you know why? After this, instead of letting him feel out the UFC, touch the toes in the water, dip the toes in the water, man, immediately they shoot him to a vacant title shot against Charles Oliveira. 8-fight win streak. He's the most electrifying fighter in the entire promotion. Oh, wow. What do you think happens as soon as they skyrocket this guy to the top out of nowhere? Chandler loses to Oliveira, knocked out. He goes on to lose 4 of his next 5. Because for some reason, the UFC continues to match him up against the best guys in the division. Okay? Gaethje, Poirier, Patty the Batty, mate. All right? I mean, I know. But hey, that could be a future title challenger right there. All right? The pattern here for fighters is that they have seemingly hit rough spots or failed once they enter the UFC. Because the UFC is matching them up against literal killers. All right, man? Literal killers. Monsters. Bellator champs and contenders near that promotion's title conversation are matched up against the same level at the UFC, and they're just not the same, man. All right? The UFC does not equal other promotions. Bellator prospects are not equal to UFC prospects. UFC contenders are not equal to Bellator contenders. All right, man? Same with Ryzen. I mean, obviously, that's even worse. But for some bizarre reason, they keep getting fed killers right away. What is the solution? Well, I'll tell you, ladies and gents. Take a look at MVP. Came over from Bellator. Really popular guy, Rather than taking on these killers, okay, these literal monsters like some of these other guys have, they slowly bring him up. It's a slow rise, all right? He's matched up against Kevin Holland in his debut. That's what we need, man. That's what we need. Clap it up, ladies and gents. He wins. Build some hype. Ian Gary. Okay, at the time, now you might think, all right, that's a sizable step up. At the time, that's mediocre, man. That's a good step up. He loses by decision. That's fine. Gets Shara. Gets Cannonier. He gets slight bump ups or bump downs in competition based on his performance. And you know what? Right now, he's known as one of the most successful Bellator guys. Like, it just makes sense. Case number 2. Another success story. RDR. Rainier Derrida. Not a Bellator guy. Came from 1 championship. Insane fighter in 1. Double champ in 1. All right, you're probably thinking, holy crap, dude. Double champ in 1. I mean, this is the one GOAT. By the UFC's logic, if they want to destroy this guy, they would put him against a double champ in the UFC, man. Dude, he's a double champ in 1. That's the same as the double champ in the UFC. Let's feed him Pereira. Bro. Slow it down, guy, okay? That's exactly what they did. That's exactly why he's succeeding in the UFC right now, okay? They slow him down, give him Gerald Meerschaert in his debut. Obviously, that was a close fight. That had us all tweaking for a little bit, all right? GM3, man. Come on, what can you do? Obviously, it's a close fight. They slightly bump him up. Slightly. Are you noticing a pattern here with this slight bump up in Kevin Holland? Okay, keep that in mind. Bo Nickel. Robert Whittaker. All right, they're slow bumps up. And now he's having Fluffy. He's reached that number one contenders fight, and he's reached that level of the division because he was slowly brought up. They got to grow it a little bit, all right? Pause. But yes, they do, okay? The point I'm trying to make and the hidden secret as to why these fighters succeed or fail in the UFC, it's their level of competition. I got one word for you. Gatekeepers. Gatekeepers is what it's all about. Not the top 5 gatekeepers like, I'm trying to think, like Ortega or Sheikah Blades. But I'm talking like the ranking gatekeepers. Top 15. I'm talking about the Kevin Hollands, man. You know what I'm saying? Everyone loves a little Kevin Holland. The Neil Magny's, bro. Okay? Gatekeepers are there for a reason. And the UFC's got to start utilizing them more if they want these guys to succeed. Sometimes, maybe they're just sending us a message just because they want people to know the UFC's so much better than all these other promotions. Maybe that's why, okay? But gatekeepers are there for a reason. And at the end of the day, man, we love the gatekeeper. And we need them. All right, man. That truly is the secret as to why these fighters fail or succeed in the UFC. And before we go, comment section. We got some comments in this bit. We got some comments. All right, what you got? Last video, 2 comments. Hey, okay, it's the top 3, but I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining. 2 more than 0. You know what I'm saying? We on that come up. MMA Spear on that come on. Come on now. But History X 101 608 is right. I looked at the time section. It's in the last video when I was ranking the main events. Go check it out if you haven't. I ranked every main event, pay-per-view main event in 2025 so far. But quick finishes are the toughest to rank. I was referring to Islam and Moicano. This guy's saying I'm right. Appreciate you, History X. You a dog, bro. You actually a dog for real. And All the Smoke MMA. Man, I love this guy. I actually love you. All right? You guys are back in the comments. I appreciate that, all right? I would have genuinely rather sat through Musk versus Zuckerberg than paying $80 for a DDP Strickland rematch. Agreed, brother. Agreed. And you know what? Some of us did. Some of us didn't actually pay the $80 for a pay-per-view, but somehow watched it. Wait, what? Dana, what? Illegally streaming? Nah, nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. I'm kidding, chat. Right? Nobody does that. Nobody does those servers. Right, bro? Right? I appreciate you guys for commenting last one. If you want to be featured in the next vid, comment down below. Top 3 comments get chosen and responded to next video. That's all I got, fellas. Be sure to like the video, sub to the channel. On that grind to 2K now, man. MMA Spear on that come up. Almost 2K. 2K, fellas. All right? Follow the IG at MMA Spear. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.